Okay, hi guys. Remember, I'm at pattern-collections.com to find the daily pattern, and we're going to do Y waves today, and it looks really interesting, sort of mod, really cool. What you need to do in order to kind of make this make sense is, it looks like you're going to need a pencil grid. So we're going to draw in our little pencil grid, super simple, and then we're going to draw these waves. And I noticed that the wave doesn't hit right here at the edge of the grid. It comes up on above it. It lands here at the bottom. Those are all the same, but you'll notice it comes up and then down and then up, outside the box and down. And then on the next one it does the same thing. We'll just follow that same thing. Come up, come a little outside the box, go down. Outside the box, go down. Okay, until we have filled the square with waves. They're sort of a pointy wave. They're flatter on the bottom and pointy on the top. Then it looks like we go from this line, from the top of the grid line, right where it hits the pencil, somewhere in there. We're going to hit there. We're going to come down through the middle of that bit of grid and then down into there. So that's one line, kind of curvy, but it kind of goes through the middle of that X. And then the next one goes the other way, coming here and going kind of through the middle of that X and here. So it makes the letter Y, like that. So we're going to make a Y coming like that. Might be easiest to actually draw a Y rather than doing all one line and then the other line. It might be easiest to draw the Y as we go down. And then look at how cool this is when you color in like that. Isn't that awesome? And you can see that this was done on the grid, but they did the grid at a diagonal and maybe a slight bit of a curve. And then here it is in black and white and in like a monochromatic coloring. That is so cool. So I'm going to do that. I've decided to do it with my purple PN pen. And let's get started. I'm going to do it on a gray piece of paper. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit because you guys can't see. And I'm going to make my pencil grid. I like the idea of it going at a diagonal, and I like the idea of it going somewhat irregular. So I'm thinking I am going to do lines like that. And then my grid is going to go, I'm wondering if I should make my grid, I've never done that before. I do this. I've done that before, but I've never done this before. Make my grid like that. Kind of curving both directions. Why not? That's what I say. Why the heck not? Of course, I always do this to myself and make it more challenging than it needs to be. I think this is going to be too challenging to start with because I've never done this before. Sometimes making a wonky or a more challenging grid is something you want to do after you've while you're experimenting with a pattern you've already done. I think I'm feeling like I need to be a little more structured with this one. They don't have to be super exact, but I'm thinking maybe I do need the more of a square grid. Maybe I can do a little bit of a curve on them, but they need to be more specific. I think that's going to be better. So just a little bit of a curve. Let's try it that way. So we're going to come up, come all the way down like that, and then it comes through here, and then it comes up. Oh, darn it. That just, that was a big mistake. I don't like that big blob it made, because I stopped to negotiate my curve, because the curve is different than I thought. Okay, it's only this first one that's funky like that. All right, I'm gonna start over, because I hadn't gotten very far. Grid. I don't usually start over. I usually make, just live with what it is, but I've okay. So it comes. So it's every other one has a hump. So it's going to come up, down, and up, and down, and up and down, like that. And then up and down, up and down, up and down, like that. So every other square has the That's much better. Give yourself a rhythm to it. Like that. Much better. Okay. I like that better. Now, I want this Y shape. So where this big thing is, I want to come here. I'm going to start about here. And I want to end up about here, and I want to make sort of a Y-like shape, like that. And then same like this. Do you see the Y? Like that. And this will be part of that. And this will be partly that. Okay. There is another one that's similar to this. I don't remember its name. But it also has this sort of Y shape. Organic. This is good. Organics are fun. Okay. And if you'll turn it, see that there's that Y shape going down like this. But if you turn it around going this way, you also have that sort of Y shape right here. It's just going the other direction, and it's skinny. So that's very interesting. I like that a lot. I think I want to bring this shape No. Okay. It's fine. How did they make that? I want to see how they did this interconnected. There's something. How did they do that? That's the step out is not matching something, and I'm not too sure what it is. I want this, the one with the color. If you're looking at it and you're studying it, I want the one with the purple and the blue, the sample on the side, but I'm not sure. They've got it somehow. They've got an extra line in here. They've done two. I'm going to do it with a pencil. See if I can't solve the puzzle, because I really like it, but I'm trying to figure out what they did to get it, because it looks different than no, that's not it. Somehow they have a that's what they've done. Okay, so that's what they've done on this, and that's what I'm going to want to do. So they've done an extra coming from here and then mimicking that spot right there. So it comes here and then it comes right on that edge and then comes down there. Okay. I'm going to erase all the grids and everything so that I don't get confused as to what I'm doing. See, I drew that kind of dark, and that's having a hard time coming off with the kneaded eraser. My light grid lines are coming off easily, but where I drew this, it's a little bit dark, but that's okay. That's where I'm going to put my pen anyway, so that's all right. So there's a line that kind of comes here. Oops, kind of goes this way. Like that. And then in here is filled in dark. Like that. So here, like that, and like this. Right? Is that the only one where there's that extra line? I feel like there's an extra line somewhere, but I think that's it. Come here and around to there. Did I draw that with purple? Maybe I did. Didn't think I had, but... Okay. You guys are too close up. You needed that with some perspective. Okay, I like that. So, okay, how have you guys been? I haven't gotten a lot of people chit-chatting with me lately. That's probably because I haven't asked you how you've been. How you guys been? Let me know. Let me know if how your art is is it helping you in your daily life? Is it helping you manage stress? Is it helping you with your health? It helps me an inordinate amount with my mental health. When I'm stressed, art is the best place for me to get it all out there on the table. I feel like somehow I ended up with that really. I was watching a lady on YouTube. She does fashion vlogging and stuff, which is not really, I mean, I'm not into fashion, but I really like this girl's perspective on life. She is not a size 2 fashion model, skinny fashion vlogger. She is a not plus size, but mid-size, an average woman wearing a size 10, 12, 14, depending on brand, just like me, average woman. And I really like her perspectives on, you know, body image and feeling good in your own skin. And she's relatively young. She's not a teenager. I think she's in her 30s. But that makes her 20 plus years younger than me, so yeah, I wish I had her confidence and her body image skills 20 years ago. I'm getting closer now, but I wished I'd had it then. But she was talking about mental health and social media, and how we only put our best foot forward. I mean, when you post on Facebook, Twitter, well, not necessarily Twitter, but Instagram and Facebook, especially where there's the opportunity to put photo. But even on Twitter and other social media platforms, you put your best foot forward. You do. You know, you don't want to show your bad days. And you know, she just puts it out there. Here's what I look like with no makeup. This is what I look like, you know, most of the time. I'm slouchy sweats and comfy shorts and you know, it's who she is. I like that. I like this look. And I'm going to color just with color pencil, I think. I'm going to go with magenta. I'm going to do a magenta and a purple. No, not a purple. That's not going to be enough contrast. Maybe the bright blue. Those two together always look nice. Prismacolor calls this processed red or rouge quinacridone. It's a bright pink, sort of a magenta. And then this one is called True Blue or Blue Franc. But anyway, I was thinking that it's absolutely true that if you do nothing but watch social media or media in general, but social media especially, because it's easy to disassociate yourself from like a TV show or even celebrities, because they're celebrities, right? But people in social media are your friends, or people that you know, or people you think you know because you watch them on YouTube and, you know, they share their actual life with you. You tend to believe that everything you see is how their life really is. And you don't think about the fact that they're only showing you what they want you to see. You know, they're showing you their best self. I do it. I don't talk about every last bad thing that happens to me. I don't talk about, you know, on Facebook, my friends don't know every time I'm in a funk. Sometimes they do, and I don't completely hide it. I just don't share it, you know, but they always know when something awesome happens. I share the awesome stuff. You know, my son got a job. That's awesome. You know, we're fixing up the house. That's awesome. And we'll share those things. But you don't usually share the things like, you know, I didn't feel like doing dishes last night, so there's dirty dishes in my sink. You don't share that, right? You don't share, you know, the living room looks like crap because I've just piled all my stuff all over and there's no place to sit. You don't share that, right? You don't share the you know, my car needs to have a car wash and it looks like crap. You don't share that. What you share is, look, I got a brand new car, or I've got a I went to the car wash and look how shiny and clean it is. But you don't share the crap before that. You know what I mean? We don't tend to put our dirty laundry out there. We only put the clean. And because of that, and you know, it's not a bad thing that we want to share the good stuff in our lives. And most of the time it's a really positive thing. And I look at it as, you know, let's celebrate the positives in our life. But sometimes that can, when you see that only and you don't see any of the negative parts of other people's lives, it can make you feel like you're the only one who has a messy house, who hasn't done the dishes, who has a crap car, and who has gained weight and doesn't feel good about themselves. You can tend to feel like everybody else's life is perfect and yours is going to heck, right? You can. It's super easy to fall into that trap and feeling like that you are not good enough. And that is a absolute problem with social media. That's absolutely a problem with social media. You can start to feel like your life is not as good as everyone else's. And it's easy to separate it out when it's a celebrity. Much harder to separate it out when it's your friends. Sometimes you'll have friends that are going through stuff and they share it. You know, I've got somebody in our family who is struggling with a cancer diagnosis. And so in order for, he wants support in this struggle, and in order to do that, he's decided that he's going to post when he's having tough times, and he needs a little lift, he needs a support, he needs people to say, you know, I love you, you can get through this, and that's awesome. But I know that at the same time, even though he's posting the things that he's struggling with, he's not posting the deepest, darkest parts. I know it. Because people don't. I don't. There are some deep, dark parts that the only person in my life knows about is my husband. And there are probably some super deep, super dark parts that even my husband doesn't know. And that's just the way we are as people. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's just human nature. But, you know, I have to remember that I can't compare my life and my entire life to somebody else's highlight reel. You know, they only show you the highlights. They only show you the best stuff. And you can't compare your middle stuff or your bad stuff with somebody else's best stuff. You know? If you're wondering, I moved on to a light aqua. I put a bit of, what did I put? I put a bit of dark, just regular ultramarine blue. And I'm doing a bit of light aqua to give it a little dimension. A little highlighty kind of bit on the top of this Y. Then I'm going to go and turn around and do it the other way with the pink. So I'm going to need three colors of the pink too. But I like that, what I'm doing here. Okay. So I've got the pink And I'm going to need to highlight it with a lighter pink and a deeper color, but I don't think I want the Rouge Crimson. I think I want this one, which is usually kept in my browns, but it's called Tuscan Red. I think that's what I'm going to want for my shadows. Let me look. Let me do this and this. No, that's too dark. Play with your colors. I might want a purple though, instead of the... No, that's too dark too. Okay. Back into the reds. Maybe this one. Let's put the pink down again. No, that's too coral and it's not dark enough. Okay. Okay. All right. Gonna have to be that. So anyway, that was my soapbox. I was thinking about it because I watched her video last night where she said, you know, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with my mental health. I'm struggling with YouTube, and I'm having a hard time with these things. And it's true. We do that. We absolutely tend to compare our worst days with other people's best days. And we got to stop doing that to ourselves, because it's just not fair to us. You know? Stop doing that to yourself. I have to stop and remind myself not to do that. And it's hard. It's really hard. But that's my rant. My rant for the day. You guys get rants of the day. Aren't you lucky? What do you guys think? Not bad. I'm not sure I'm caring much for the pink, but it's not that the pink's a bad color, because I really love pink. I'm wearing pink today. See? See? Wearing pink. I'm just not feeling it with this, on this particular piece of art. And that will happen to you. Don't get discouraged. It's just a piece of paper. You can always draw it again, different colors. You can always make it better. Same thing with your life. Don't get discouraged. You know, some days are just not good days. They just aren't. Some days just suck. But we can remember that they're not all sucky. And that you know, we don't have to go around in life pretending that everything is sunshine and roses when it's not. Because that doesn't help your mental health. It really doesn't. You know, reach out to people when you're having a tough time. If you're struggling, absolutely reach out, please. Because when you feel like you're the only one going through something, it's worse. And believe you me, there are very few things in this life that nobody else understands. Very few things. There are some. I think that there are going to be some circumstances for some rare individuals that nobody else can relate. People with super rare diseases have that, where nobody else can really relate to how they feel, because nobody else has the disease, that it's super rare. But even at that, unless you happen to be the only person, which is still rare, there's someone on this planet that understands. You just might not know who they are. But you may. It's easy to feel misunderstood. It's easy to feel like nobody knows what you're going through, that you can't share. I've been there. There are things, like I said, there are things that have happened in my life that nobody else knows about but my husband. And that's okay, but at least I had him as a support. If you don't have that, absolutely a professional. That's what they're there for. That's what they get paid to do. And you need someone. With the advent of online stuff, yes, some of the social media stuff becomes difficult because you're comparing people's good days with your bad, but at the same time you also have outlets. There was the thing that I was going through. I searched for support groups. So I take it back. There's not nobody who knew what was going on in my life, because I did go to an online support group and anonymously signed up and told my story and got support that way. So you can find anonymous ways to share and to be supported without having to put all your stuff out there with people that you know. So, there's that too. Okay, what do you guys think? I think that's okay. I just not digging the pink. Pink just isn't doing it for me. Maybe if I put a little yellow over the top of it. I know that seems weird, but maybe if I make it a little more orangey, I will be happier with it. Because I'm just not happy with it as a pink. Yeah. Put a little yellow over the top. And bring it into the more of an orange space than a pink space. It's just feeling kind of blood-like, and I'm not digging that. It's feeling sort of like blood vessels. And that wasn't the vibe I'm going for, so. And I might go over the whole thing with white to just tone the whole thing down to a more pastel-y look. Because that will happen too if you add white over the top. I like that better. So where's my white? I'm going to throw the white over the top of the blue and just knock it back a little bit. It's a little pronounced. It also tends to blend the colors a little more, make them a little more blendy. soft. That's better. That's better. I'm making it feel better for me. So if you've made it this far through the video, I just want you to know that, you know, there are support things out there, and to not beat yourself up when you can't be exactly like someone else, because you are not supposed to be someone else. You are supposed to be you. Like Dr. Seuss said, no one is you-ier than you. That was a great line, Dr. Seuss. I think I want to live that way, the way I drew it. And why waves? There we go. Oh, I like that better. I needed to tone down the difference, the dark blue and the red. I needed to make it that orange color. That's much better. Okay, so there we go. It wasn't hard to draw. It was just the coloring, but the pattern itself is not hard, and you could probably do it without the grid. Just make the waves. You know, make a really pointy one, and then a big wide one, and then a pointy one and a wide one, and then just make them however you want them to go. It could be more organic. You don't need the grid. Anyway, I will see you guys on the next video. I'm sorry I wandered off with my mental health thing, but you know what? Some days you just gotta talk about what you gotta talk about. That's the way this channel goes. Gotta get things off my chest. And I will see you guys later. You have a great day. Go out and do something nice for someone today. Help someone else get something off their chest if that's what they need to do. And be a listening ear. I'm here for you guys. If you want to make a comment below, you can do that. If you want to go on to my Facebook page, Draw Tangles with Dawn on Facebook, and send me a private message, you can do that too. It's okay. I'm here. I can't solve anything, but I can listen. Yeah, that's just, yeah, I'm willing to do that for you. You guys have a great day, and I'll be back. Bye-bye.